All right, Coach. Tough out in the series opener against LMU. What are some thoughts after today?
Yeah, we were tied after we battled back, tied it up 4-4 after three, and thought it was gonna be one of those games, kind of like we've had a bunch of, just trying to hang on there, high scoring, and then they separated from us. We just kind of couldn't get enough pitching and defense down the stretch of this game to keep it close enough to make a run at them. They got really good offense, and if you make mistakes and you don't make pitches and you fall behind guys and then don't make plays behind the pitching, it's going to make for a long day, and that proved true today. So it's a credit to their hitters. They did a good job, and we need to be a lot better down the stretch of games if we want to stay in it.
Obviously, pitching wasn't on top. They weren't on top of their stuff today, but there were some bright spots. Dylan Brown, 2 2/3, gave up 1 hit, struck out 4. What do you see out of him today, out of the pen?
Yeah, Dylan was throwing strikes. Even if he fell behind guys, he has the stuff to kind of get back in the count. So he had that little stretch in the middle of the year. It was tough for him, and he's really found something the last couple times out. So he's someone we're counting on, and he did a really good job there. He hasn't gone 3 innings in a while, so we knew that would be tough to get up and down 3 times. But he picked the team up and got a lot of outs for us. Hopefully that saves us using some guys here for the rest of the weekend. So Dylan did a great job.
The team gets down early. Comes back tied at 4 with Kenny's 2-run home run in the third, but the offense kind of fell flat after that. You run their starter, but what changed offensively after their starter left the game?
The reliever came in, threw a lot of strikes, didn't give us much, and again, that's kind of the name of the game in college, where you got to make teams earn it, and it's hard. You fall behind, back down by 5 runs. It's hard to keep coming back, but I was hoping we'd do a better job of just grinding some at bats, making them use more people out of their bullpen. But unfortunately, couldn't get it done. We had some base runners, never got that hit on top of the hit, and strung them together to get back into the game.
LMU was 7 for 14 with 2 outs and runners on. What are some things that the pitching staff or anyone needs to do to get that final out in innings?
Yeah, that's tough. I didn't know that. We knew they had a lot of 2-out hits. I didn't know 7 for 14. But we talk a lot about it. Our pitching staff knows. Closing out innings is important. We call those back-breaking runs with 2 outs, both offensively and defensively, meaning if can't get off the field, they kind of compile on top of one another. So, and like today was proven, they somehow become contagious, and it just becomes a thing offensively or defensively. We can get that last out or we can't. So today we couldn't. They did a good job in the batter's box, and obviously we got to fight a lot better than that.
Despite the 3 errors throughout the game, the infield turned 3 double plays today. What do you see out of the infield today defensively?
Yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with the errors. We got to do a better job against an offense this good. Outs need to be outs, and but yeah, those double plays were huge. They kept us in moments. First inning, that was a big one, setting the tone, and then another one later on with the bases loaded, I believe. So, yeah, we got some guys bouncing around. Some injuries have moved some guys around. So it's been good though. We think we found the guys we want to play and where we want to play them, and now they're just kind of getting used to these new positions in the meantime. But no excuse. You got to make those plays, and we didn't make all of them today.
Back here for Game 2 against LMU tomorrow. What are some things that either need to be cleaned up for tomorrow, or just things that need to be worked on heading into Game 2?
Yeah, we'll need another good plan in the box. So we're gonna watch their starter, come up with our game plan there, and expect to see their best relievers out of the pen because they didn't have to use them today. So we know it'll be a grind in the batter's box. But we got to put balls in play, make them make plays, keep the game close enough to where there is some pressure pitches to make on their end. Coming into the series, we knew if you make mistakes against this offense, I think they're statistically leading in mostly every category in our league. They're good. If you don't execute pitches, you don't keep things down. They have the ability to do damage, and they did a lot of damage today, so we got to clean that up.